You see, what makes everything so confusing is the fact that the world's idea and way of doing things is not God's way of doing things. For example, y'all, go watch my word that I recently just put out about a repeated offender. And I use an example of like a serial killer. Like, we'll see a serial killer and then we'll have somebody who just considered a murder because they like killed, the serial killer killed more than one person, right? And then the world will be like, a killer is a killer. But what God was showing me is that, first and foremost, that there's a multitude of sins that's covered by love. And not only that, but we get so caught up on judging people and condemning them and making it seem like, oh, you're deemed to go to hell for X, Y, and Z, as if their sin is less than the next person's sin. Like, no, the same way that killer is a killer, sin is sin. I love how the world likes to have this like standard that they live up to, but then when it comes to anything like dealing with sin, it's like, no, you get this sin, you get this sin, yours is worse and yours is better. Like, no, that's not the way it works, babe. Sin is sin at the end of the day. And not only that, but God was showing me like, we so busy, judging them and making it seem like, oh, you're not welcome here, you're not welcome at the church, and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, God said love covers all that. It covers all that. And believe it or not, that person could be a whole full-blown serial killer. But if that person chooses to repent and turn back to God and be rebirthed back into Christ, they're forgiven. My whole point was saying you can't pick and choose when one sin is greater than the next one. You can't pick and choose how God chooses to love his children. You can't pick and choose who to accept in the church and who to kick out the church. That's not your place. Like, if God said forgive them, forgive them. If God said love. Like, we out here really trying to pick and choose what parts of the Bible we want to obey to. Like, no, that's not how that's going to go. I'm sorry. You could be a repeated sinner, but when you choose to repent and change your thoughts and your actions and go back to God and be rebirthed through Jesus Christ. So, before you choose to go out and judge that person or judge all these other people who are turning towards Christ, hint, hint, Black China and Alexis Sky and everyone else, before you go and judge them, keep in mind that that's still God's child. Like, you don't know why he allowed them to go through what they went through for a reason. You don't know their story. You don't know how God want to use them. Love them.